and they all found exactly the same thing.
They gathered on a Saturday in West Louisville. Community activists, mental health professionals, U of L professors, teenagers, and, well, just people who care about kids. They're here to learn about ways to tackle youth trauma and violence in our community.
I'm actually here to figure out ways to combat violence, which is a behavior that affects health.
That was the main theme of the Youth Violence Summit sponsored by U of L, that the health, education, and job prospects of Louisvillians, especially black Louisvillians, is being negatively impacted by the violence and trauma they're seeing and experiencing at an early age.
When you see a kid and they're acting out or they're oppositional or they don't have a lot of impulse control, right, we shouldn't be asking them what's wrong with you. We should be asking what happened to you. Because the way that it affects your brain and the way that that affects your development into adulthood, right, there's an explanation for those behaviors and the thought patterns that they have.
There were sessions on drug abuse, parenting skills, and gun safety. Mixed in was a little healing through a painting class from an artist who has done portraits of several victims of Louisville's gun violence. All of the folks here are interested in one thing: giving kids a little help and a better chance to lead a long and successful life. Gregory Moore got the message.
They shouldn't be able to see violence because when they grow up, they'll only just know violence and they'll think it's just okay.
I hope that they can self-identify the effects that violence has had on them living in our community. In some regards, if you're living in a neighborhood where bodies have been found or shots have been fired, where they have known people that have been wounded or near wounded, those have been talked about at schools and families and neighborhoods, they may not realize that they themselves are victims of the violence and collateral damage and mental illness.
A trusting relationship with a caring, supportive adult is the biggest buffer of trauma for young people. If you can't do anything else, that is something everybody can do.